The NASCAR Cup Series race has officially concluded from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we see Kyle Larson put up a dominating clinic and win his first race of 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Cup Series race from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The Pennzoil 400, we had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So for the green flag drop in today's race, Ross Chastain had to go to the rear of the field to replace the wrapping on his car. Justin Ely had to go to the rear for changing the steering rack, and also I believe Ryan Preece had to go to the rear for a backup car. So at the start of the race, he had Joey Logano lead the field from the inside and Kyle Larson on the outside, and we saw some really good racing up front, and Kyle Larson was able to get a really strong run on the outside, though, and was able to pass Joey Logano eventually for the lead on lap number 3. Zane Smith also had damage if you got on the outside wall and bent the toe leg, and unfortunately, his day would come in early, though he still was able to continue on. Then eventually, William Byron got up to second. Then the first caution of the race will come out on lap number 10 for Christopher Bell when he basically was slow on the front stretch of the flat right rear tire. Basically just was tight, said the car was getting tight, and then lost a lot of ground and unfortunately had a flat right rear tire, though his day would not come to a close. So then under caution, Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, Corey LaJoie, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Suarez all took 2 tires, while the rest leaders took 4, of Kyle Larson being 6, and Todd Gillen got a penalty for the crew over the wall too soon. So at the restart, Chris Buescher lead the field from the inside with Chase Briscoe on the outside, and we saw some really good racing as William Byron got up to the front and made a really big move to get up into the race lane and got past Chase Briscoe for the lead. Then Kyle Larson lost a little bit of ground, but is eventually able to get back up there. Then a lap 27, trouble strike for Chris Buescher, who basically had a loose wheel and pounded the outside wall really hard, ending his day. The wheels were not tight on the car, and basically that is going to be a 2-race suspension for a couple crew members. Tough break for Chris Buescher right there, who was looking to be really, really good in this race, had a fast car at the beginning. Unfortunately, his day would come to an end because of that. And because of the damage that they had, they actually had to stop the cars on the backstretch to repair the wall because the damage was really bad. Meanwhile, he had a little strategy, too, where Daniel Suarez, Michael McDowell, John Hunter Nemechek all stayed out, while Mark Truex, Denny Hamlin, Carson Osbar took 2 tires, while the rest leaders took 4. So then, on the restart, Daniel Suarez lead the field from the inside and Michael McDowell on the outside, and we saw Daniel Suarez get a really solid run and was able to clear Michael McDowell for the lead. Then William Byron got basically into the outside wall and had a trash bag in front of his car and started dropping back really, really quickly. And then eventually, Kyle Busch got a really strong run on the inside of Daniel Suarez and was able to pass Daniel Suarez for the race lead. And then eventually Kyle Larson got up second. We saw some fantastic racing. Meanwhile, William Byron, he had to actually come down pit road and basically had to clear the trash off the front of his grill, and would basically, because the temperatures got up to 340, and I believe would lose a lap because of that. Eventually, we got some really good racing between the Kyles, between Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson, but Kyle Larson was then eventually able to pass Kyle Busch for the race lead. And then as the run continued on, Kyle Larson was able to pull away, but Tyler Reddick was running him down really quickly on the long run. And coming off the corner, Kyle Larson was able to hold off a hard-charging Tyler Reddick to win stage number 1. Then all leaders would come down pit road, with Mark Truex Jr. winning the race off pit road. Tyler Reddick dropped from 2nd to 16th after pitting way too close to the wall after sliding in his pit stall, and also just made a ton of mistakes on pit road. So then on the restart, Mark Truex Jr. lead the field from the inside and Denny Hamlin on the outside, and Denny Hamlin got a great run and was able to take the race lead. And Corey LaJoie also was up there, by the way, having a fantastic run. Eventually, though, Kyle Larson got by Denny Hamlin and was able to take the race lead. As the run continued on, we started seeing green flag pit stops, where Ryan Blaney, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Bubba Wallace all came down pit road, and Bubba Wallace had a terrible pit stop, by the way, because they had a lug nut stuck in the car, and this would take them out of contention. Then as the run continued on, all the rest leaders would eventually come down pit road. Saw Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Mark Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs all come in on lap 119. Austin would get a penalty, though, for speeding. Then the next time, Kyle Larson came down pit road, and actually Tyler Reddick came in as well, and Ross Chastain and Daniel Hemrick also got speeding penalties on pit road. Once cycle came through, Kyle Larson was able to clear and get the race lead and dominate it. And he had a pretty big lead over the rest of the competition. And then on lap 151, Carson Osbar, who was having a really strong run from 14th position, he would have to come down pit road because he had a flat right front tire. It looked like Kyle Larson was going to run away with the stage win, but with about 10 laps to go in the stage, Christopher Bell was spin off of turn number 4 from 14th position after just getting loose in the corner, bringing out the caution, just lost it on his own, bringing out the caution. So then all leaders would end up coming down pit road with Alex Bowman taking 2 tires while the rest leaders took 4, and Alex Bowman won the race off pit road. Ty Gibbs had a very long pit stop because he basically didn't have first gear after this situation. Also, Ty Gibbs had a penalty for uncontrolled tire, and Kyle Busch dropped all the way from 2nd back to 18th position. And then on the restart, Alex Bowman lead the field from the inside with Kyle Larson on the outside. And Kyle Larson got a fantastic run and was able to clear Alex Bowman for the lead, coming to 3 to go in the stage. Tyler Reddick tried everything to run down Kyle Larson near the end. It was getting close to him, but it would not be enough. And coming out the final corner, Kyle Larson would win stage number 2, sweeping the stages. So then under the caution, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Todd Gillen, Carson Osbar, Ryan Preece, Michael McDowell, and Ross and Ron, the guys that came down pit road, while the rest leaders stayed out. And then Bubba also got the free pass, actually. He came back down pit road to work on a left front lug that was stuck inside the race car. This would take him completely out of contention in this race. So then on the restart, Kyle Larson lead the field from the inside and Tyler Reddick on the outside. And Kyle Larson got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the lead. Eventually, there started being some games being played because Tyler Reddick had his teammate Bubba Wallace right behind him, and they were actually catching Kyle Larson. But because of the dirty air, Kyle Larson was able to hold on as Reddick tried everything. And then we started seeing green flag pit stops, so Chase Briscoe coming in first, then Alex Bowman came in, then Ty Gibbs came to pit road, and then most of the rest leaders came in, including Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch would come down pit road, and unfortunately he got penalized for pitting outside the box, and Tyler Reddick also had a horrendous pit stop. Eventually Kyle Larson, he came down pit road, and once the green flag pit stop cycled through after Michael McDowell came in and Derek Kraus came in, Kyle Larson would have the race lead. But then on lap 235, it looked like it was going to be a battle between Reddick and Larson on the long run. Corey LaJoie would then spin off at turn number 2 from 18th position after losing it going down the back straightaway. Just dirty air kind of got from Keselowski, kind of got Corey LaJoie loose and spun him out, bringing out the final caution of the race after LaJoie had a solid run going. So then, all leaders would come down pit road with Kyle Larson win the race off pit road and Ross Chastain being in the second with 2 tires and Tyler Reddick coming out third. So then on the restart, Kyle Larson lead the field from the inside and Ross Chastain on the outside, and Kyle Larson was able to eventually pass Ross Chastain for the lead going down the straightaway and eventually pass the 26 laps to go. Eventually, it would basically be at this point, how long was it going to take Tyler Reddick to get around Ross Chastain? Well, with 20 laps to go, Tyler Reddick was able to pass Ross Chastain, and then it became a really fun battle at the end between Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson, as Tyler Reddick's car was much better on the long run than Kyle Larson's car was, and Reddick was gaining and gaining and gaining about a tenth a lap, a couple hundredths a lap, and eventually came down because of the dirty air, and they came to 2 or 3 laps to go, and they were battling back and forth. Reddick tried to make a move to the inside, but Larson had to run on the outside and was able to pull back. Reddick goes and tries to make a move to the inside, doesn't work, and drops back a little bit. And as it came to the white flag, Tyler Reddick was about 0.4 of a second behind Kyle Larson, and Kyle Larson is able to start pulling away. And going into the final corner and coming off of turn number 4, Kyle Larson holds off a hard-charging Tyler Reddick to pick up his first win of the 2024 season, his 3rd career Cup Series win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and his 24th career NASCAR Cup Series victory. Absolutely major congratulations to Kyle Larson. I think Kyle Larson had for sure the best short run car. I think on the long run, Tyler Reddick definitely had the best car, but Kyle Larson absolutely deserves the win. He had a dominant car all day long, put up a dominating clinic. I think it led 160 or 175 laps of this race, which the most laps Larson's led in quite a bit. He absolutely deserves the win, and this locks him into the playoffs, and now he can absolutely focus on trying to get into the Indy 500 now and focus on that with this win. Nonetheless, congratulations to Kyle Larson, a massive and well-deserved win for him. Congrats on getting his first win at 24. I'm really happy for him. So now, let's take a look at the race results. I'll give you my score thoughts on today's race. So Kyle Larson picks up the victory. Tyler Reddick finished second. A really great comeback day for Tyler Reddick, who needed after not such a great start to 2024. He comes home with a second place car. He was the only one, in my opinion, that had anything for Kyle Larson in this race. He was really, really quick and the best car on the long run, but just didn't have enough time to get by Kyle Larson at the end. I know he's frustrated after the race, but all things considered, so a really fantastic day for Tyler Reddick in second. Ryan Blaney finished the third, continues a really strong start to the year for this 12 team after finishing runner-up at Atlanta. Comes on a very solid top 3 finish. Really good run for Ryan Blaney in third. Ross Chastain finished fourth, played the strategy game at the end. I think if Ross not had the strategy thing and the speeding penalty, I think he would have had something for Kyle Larson in this race too. Still a fantastic day for Ross Chastain at the end of the day, coming home with another solid top 5 finish in fourth place. Good run for him. Ty Gibbs finished fifth. It's really impressive when you think about what he had. He basically had no first gear at the end of this event and comes home with a very solid top 5 finish. Really great run for Ty Gibbs, his first top 5 of 2024. Noah Gragson finished 6th. Want to give this guy a shout out, man. Was very impressive in this run. One of the best cars on the long run especially, and he was running down guys in front of him near the end of this event. He did fade back a little bit, but to finish in the top 10, gets a second top 10 in 2024, needs a lot of points because he doesn't have a lot of points currently at the moment. Comes home in a really solid 6th place finish. Really great run for Noah Gragson. Mark Truex Jr. finished 7th. Solid run for Mark Truex Jr. today. He probably had a top 5 car most of the race. Faded near the end, but still gets a really respective 7th place finish. Good run for Mark Truex Jr. Denny Hamlin finished 8th. Hamlin's car faded as the run progressed. He was really good on the short run, but as the race progressed, he faded. Gets a very solid 8th place run. Solid run for Denny Hamlin. Joey Logano finished 9th, first top 10 of the year. Logano did not have a good car all day. They made that car a little better as the run came on and the race progressed, and still gets a very solid top 10 finish in 9th place. And William Byron, after his issues, rebounds to finish 10th. I think he and Larson and Reddick would have all been battling for the win today if not for the trash that got on his grill. Still, though, a solid day for Byron, all things considered. Gets another top 10 and a great comeback for him. Daniel Suarez finished 11th, solid day for him. Was around the 15th, 20th most of the day and gets 11th place. Not a bad day for him. Chase Elliott finished 12th, a quiet day for Chase. Ran top 10 near the end of the event, kind of faded. This was a really big race that Chase Elliott needed to prove himself. Just wasn't absolutely a major factor in the event, but still comes home with a top 15 finish in 12th. Brad Keselowski finished 13th, about the best he ran all day, struggled most of this race, so comes home with a very solid top 15 finish in 13th. Not a bad day for him. Eric Jones finished 14th, struggled in the beginning of this race, but they made that car a lot better and got a very solid top 15 and 14th. And Carson Osbar finished 15th. Want to give this guy a shout out. He ran top 15 pretty much all race long. He had the tire issues and recovered, and at points was inside the top 10 in this race. I wasn't sure how Carson Osbar was going to do in Cup. He impressed the hell out of me today. He's been very impressive in the select Cup starts we've seen from him so far up to this point, and finishes 15th. Good run for him. Austin Dillon finished 16th. He was pretty fast at points, was in the top 10, kind of faded near the end, still gets a respectful top 20 in 16th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finishes in 17th. Alex Bowman, a little bit of a disappointing day for him. Thought he'd be a little better today. Finishes 18th. Dan Hammer comes back and finishes 19th, and Josh Berry finishes 20th in the 4 car. Chase Briscoe finished 21st, was fast in the beginning of this race. His car seemed to never be good near the end. He finished 21st. John Hunter Nemechek finished 22nd. Ryan Preece finished 23rd. Todd Gillen finished 24th. Michael McDowell finished 25th. Disappointing day for his 34 team. He was really fast in the beginning, just never had the outright pace he could contend. He finished 25th. Kyle Busch finished 26th. What a disappointing day for Kyle Busch. Too many mistakes on pit road cost him a shot at contending for this win. Because I think Kyle Busch would have had a top 5 finish today if not for that. They at least can look at the fact they had the speed to contend for the victory, but just got to clean up the mistakes on pit road if they're going to contend. He finished 26th. Justin Haley finished 27th. Derek Kraus finished 28th. Austin Cindric finished 29th, was running in around the top 10 area early in the race. Unfortunately, had those issues on pit road that cost him and finished 29th. And Harrison Burr, just a disappointing day overall, finishes in 30th. Kaz Grala finished 31st. Corey LaJoie, after really having a promising start to the race and was running top 5 early, unfortunately fades back to finish in 32nd. Chris Bell finished 33rd after his tire issues. Tough day for him. J.J. Ely in the NY Racing car finished in 34th. They had a lot of things that were wrong with that car, but they still got a top 35, all things considered. Bubba Wallace finished 35th, was really fast in the beginning of this race, but unfortunately those tire issues and the lug nut getting stuck in that car cost him a shot at a really great run. He finishes 35th. Zane Smith, once again with the broken toe leg, finishes in 36th, and finishing last in 37th place is Chris Buescher after crashing out. So now, let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give you my score and thoughts on today's race. Look, let's be honest. We all probably knew that Las Vegas was not going to top what we saw last week, and I was very intrigued to see how this race was going to be. And to be honest, Las Vegas at times has been kind of hit or miss. I thought today's race was actually pretty solid and pretty entertaining. Was it an absolute barn burner? No. Really wasn't a barn burner, but it was still a very solid race overall. There was a lot of great battles, especially in Stage 1. I thought Stage 1 was absolutely amazing, and we saw an epic and really fun finish at the end between Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick, and a really good finish ended it all off. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Cup Series race at Las Vegas overall, I'm going to give this race an 8.5 out of 10. It was a really good race at times. It was pretty fun at the end. It got strung out in the middle portions, but when the racing was good today, it was really, really fun to watch, and it was really hard to take your eyes off the screen. I'm giving this race overall 8.5 out of 10. This is probably my least favorite race so far of the year, but hey, this is still a really good race, all things considered. So, that is Gimmer today's NASCAR Cup Series race review from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on so when I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. List description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And congratulate Kyle Larson on picking up his 24th career Cup Series win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days, dropping early tomorrow morning. Then on Tuesday, there's going to be the entry list video for the Cup Series race at Phoenix Raceway. There also might be the Xfinity Series race picks as well. We got a ton of great content dropping over the course of the next 2 weeks that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.